Good morning. I'm still reporting on Grok. We paused the Christmas storytelling for a different tale, one about a brilliant AI tool that sometimes squanders its promise by choosing speed over accuracy. The tool is Grok, released in November 2023 by XAI, Elon Musk's company dedicated to advancing scientific discovery and understanding the true nature of the universe. Grok was conceived as a maximum truth seeking AI, witty, conversational, and far less censored than rivals. ChatGTP feels unmistakably like a machine. Grok often feels like a sharp, opinionated human. The name itself, coined by Robert A. Heinlein in his 1961 novel Stranger in a Strange Land, means to understand something so deeply and intuitively that the observer and the observed become one. In my younger days, Grok entered everyday technical slang, and I was delighted to see Musk revive it so fittingly. In casual conversation and creative writing, Grok's prose is without peer. It chooses words with elegance and clarity that few humans can match consistently. I recommend it heartily to anyone who wants to write better. The problem arises when Grok is asked for practical, step by step instructions, especially for complex software like Final Cut Pro. Here, speed appears to have been engineered as the overriding priority, and accuracy is the casualty. Typical responses contain at least one critical error: a wrong menu path, that is, an outdated shortcut, a missing warning, or a step that simply doesn't exist in the current version. The user wastes minutes or hours troubleshooting directions that sounded authoritative but were flatly wrong. Over the past 2 months, driven by admiration for Musk and faith in the platform, I chased these errors to their root again and again. When confronted firmly, Grok will apologize and correct itself, but only after several frustrating iterations. The net result is not just lost time, but lost trust. As one observer put it, the compound interest on trust is astronomical. In commercial settings, this is bad long term business. In classified environments, defense, aerospace, intelligence, it is potentially life or death. No one interviewing a technical writer for a classified program ever says, make sure your instructions are accurate. It is assumed at the cellular level. Layers of independent review, traceability to primary sources, red team checks, and signed approval sheets exist for one reason: to catch all errors before they reach the field technician. A single wrong torque value, omitted step, or outdated procedure can cascade into mission failure or catastrophic loss of life. When AI inevitably enters these high consequence domains, the same merciless standard will apply. No amount of, oh, it's usually right, or it's faster will suffice. The first undeniable incident traceable to sloppy AI instructions will trigger bans, investigations, and lasting reputational damage. Decision makers who prioritize raw speed over verifiable accuracy will not be forgiven. The fix is neither mysterious nor expensive. It requires only a deliberate cultural and engineering shift. Treat accuracy in actionable instructions as non negotiable, even if it costs a few hundred milliseconds. Mandate verification against official primary sources before output. Measure and reward first pass correctness as aggressively as latency. These are low cost changes with enormous long term payoff. The AI industry is flooded with hype about speed, tokens per second, response latency, benchmark leaderboards. but the specific systemic trade off of speed against first pass accuracy in actionable instructions is treated like a dirty secret. It's rarely called out by name. The damage is diffuse and slow. Users quietly lose faith and drift away. History teaches that real reform usually arrives only after a spectacular, undeniable failure that regulators, investors, and the public cannot ignore. The question is whether any AI builder will adopt classified grade rigor voluntarily before catastrophe forces it. Grok and the broader field has the potential to become indispensable precisely because it can be both fast and relentlessly accurate. But a small tweak today in the speed versus accuracy equation can reduce errors to absolute minimal levels without anyone noticing the speed adjustment. Your answers will still be available before you can sip your favorite beverage and then return your gaze to your computer screen. You won't ever notice it. Adopting this trade off will today decide tomorrow's winner. Ignoring the tweak risks turning a groundbreaking tool into yet another cautionary tale or even a gigantic human catastrophe. Speed kills trust. Trust, once lost, is extraordinarily hard to regain. The companies that understand this first will inherit the future. The rest will explain to history why they didn't. I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good morning.